real estate agent? Are you looking to acquire clients consistently so you can grow your business and your income to live a great lifestyle? This is Dave Finale and the RE Skill Builder Podcast.
Well, hello, everybody. We are a couple minutes late. We apologize for that, some technical difficulties, but we are here with the one, the only Grant Wise. Grant and I have known each other for a while. We've worked together in many ways, shapes, and forms. I consider us good friends. We've worked together. We've helped each other. But today is Real Estate Talk TGIF episode 124. Grant, do you know what TGIF stands for?
Thank God it's finale.
There you go, baby. Thank God it's finale. That's what it's all about. And this is episode 124. We've done 124 episodes in 122 weeks. Yep, I keep saying that because that's an example for everybody to understand what consistency and commitment really is. And that's what I believe in everything I do. So, Grant, you've been around a while. You've been working on, you've always been able to achieve and be in that blue ocean. The blue ocean is, you're the one there doing all this stuff, and all of a sudden people start copying you. And I saw that over the years with Facebook ads and stuff. But now we've got a new blue ocean for you, which is Witly. And it's been around a while, but now, it's just advanced so much, man. It's just like so freaking cool. I mean, it's going to increase conversion rates. It's going to manage ads. And one of the things that I said is, you know what? Don't hire any of them marketing gurus, any Facebook ad gurus, because you don't need them. I mean, this is it, right?
That's exactly right.
So talk to me. Tell me, give me a brief synopsis of what Witly is, what you are, where you've been going with it, and how long it's taken you to do it. And then we'll play a little video to actually show people how it's done in 90 seconds.
So I got started back 7 or 8 years ago teaching real estate agents how to do Facebook ads, right? So primarily we would show somebody how to build one ad and they would generate leads and they would be able to grow their business. And then as things progressed, more people started using Facebook ads. We had to evolve the process, right? We had to make sure that we were still able to help people close and convert more of their leads as those leads started being shared, amongst other agents. And then we started teaching people how to use things like remarketing and retargeting, and we can dive into what that means soon. But we really had to evolve the way that we were teaching people and what we were teaching people, and that's allowed us to help continuously get our clients results, or through our training they were able to get their own results. And one of the biggest challenges that most people face was the technological part of building Facebook ads. To run Facebook ads, at least used to, you would have to have landing pages and email marketing campaigns,
right,
and text campaigns, and you would want all that stuff to kind of be pre-set up so you weren't manually following up with so many people. And we were spending, 100% of our time being the tech support for all these different software companies. And finally we were like, dude, there's got to be a better way. I mean, surely we could do something where we could just build all these funnels for people without them having to do it. And I didn't want to start a marketing agency. That whole, hey, realtor, pay me $1,500 a month, so I can do all your stuff, doesn't really work so well, I think, for a lot of people. And we just started asking, like, how could we do this? And so it was October 5th or 6th, 2016. I met who would become my co-founder of Witly. His name's Josh. And, I told him my idea. I was like, I just wanted to do something where we can build all these marketing funnels to, so that way the agents don't have to build the landing pages and all this kind of stuff. And so we did that, on March 31st, 2017, we released Witly, and literally it was really cool because normally people were used to spending hours building landing pages and email campaigns and text and all that stuff. And what we did is we built a tool that would just do all that for them. So in literally a matter of seconds, an agent could click a button and then boom, all their marketing funnel was built. And then they could go set up the Facebook ads, and it was really easy. And those same types of challenges have continued to present themselves, right? There's still expensive marketing agencies that will do your Facebook ads, or you can buy a training program, or you can spend a ton of time on YouTube. There's a lot of different ways you can do that. But sometimes people don't know what to do. They don't know what buttons to push. They don't know about the special housing category. There's a ton of ads getting declined right now. There's a lot of ad accounts getting banned right now. And so we wanted to just continually work to build things that would allow the agent to focus on what they want to focus on, which is helping people buy and sell real estate, while having systems in place that were doing a lot of the hard marketing work for them. And so with our newest update to Witly, we essentially have released our automated ad tool, which what that means is that Witly runs ads for real estate agents so that they can pretty much effortlessly continue to generate new clients in their business. So Witly will build and launch and manage your Facebook ad campaigns for you so that you don't have to do it. I mean, and I sent you the video, the little quick demo. Literally in less than 90 seconds, we can build and launch a Facebook ad. And then we can go back to doing business. And Witly will go and they'll build it in the ads manager and it will manage it for you. And so it just takes all of that really hard marketing work away from the agent so that they don't have to focus on doing that. They've got a tool that can go out and do it for them.
So is there a learning curve to this, Grant? I mean, is it hard to learn how to use this process? Is it just plug and play almost? I mean, I was involved with you way back when we had all the softwares we had to use. And I want to tell everybody that when I got really good at it, I was able to do an ad in a little around 3 hours. That was everything, man. That was everything. That was building the landing page, the second page, the text, building the ad, building the putting the images in, the video. If I was using video, then going to the follow-up system and setting all that up and doing these automations. I got really good. I thought 3 hours was great. And you said 90 seconds.
Yep.
Holy crap. Do you want to just show people this video and show them what it's all about? That might
let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it.
All right, here we go, guys. Just watch this and watch it very carefully. We need to show it again. We will.
To create an ad, simply title your campaign, select your objective, and you'll be able to begin writing your headline, which is your call to action, and you'll be able to write your advertisement copy, which is what people would read in your post whenever they saw your Facebook advertisement. And then after you're able to write your copy, you can begin to upload your thumbnail image. Your thumbnail image will help you increase your engagement substantially, so we highly recommend you use one. And then you would be able to upload your video content. Once your content was uploaded, simply click the next button so you can begin to set the targeting for your advertisement. You can select your location, add in your set interest. So these are the people you want to see your advertisement. And once you have made your targeting selections, you would be able to start working towards setting your budget. You can set how long you want the campaign to run, what your daily budget should be, and then Witly will go to work and begin building the ad for you. You get a preview, and then once you click publish ad, Witly will actually go and build the ad for you in your ads manager, and you'll be done.
That's pretty amazing.
It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's pretty easy. I mean, you know, the biggest issue that a lot of people have is, I'm going to hire somebody. I talk to agents all the time. You know that, man. And one of the things that they want to do is most of them want to hire people to do their Facebook or they do their social media. And I said, well, unless you got a real personal touch and you're going to go in there and tweak it, that's something I don't want you to do. As far as doing Facebook ads, I would say to them, yeah, well, if you hire someone, make sure they know what they're doing, because 90% of the people really don't know what they're doing, right? Because you were the first guy out there, and then and then the ocean got red, and okay, what's next? And this was, before it even got red, you were into this, right? You said 17. So, and I remember the day you met the gentleman that you did this with. I was at that event.
That's right, yeah.
And, so it's really cool. So, okay, so here's the tough question. It's going to help you set up your ads, as we just saw, right? It's going to launch your ads, 90 seconds, right? Provided you got everything ready to go. That's true, right? It's going to manage your ads. And then one of the things you talk about, Witly helps increase conversion rates. You got to talk to me about that, because everybody talks about, I got to get leads. Yeah, but you suck at conversion. So what you're spending is throwing it away, because When you should be getting 5 out of 100, you're getting 1 if you're lucky. Talk to me about conversion, man.
So I think that one of the most valuable parts of the Witly platform is something called remarketing. And if you don't know what remarketing is, it's kind of like when you go to Amazon to buy something and decide not to, and then the second you go back to Facebook, that product's right there in your face. I think everybody's probably experienced that. And it follows you everywhere you go until you buy it. Well, wouldn't it be cool if you were following your prospects all over the internet until they bought from you? That's essentially what remarketing is, and that's what Witly does for people. So you upload your lead source. Let's say you're getting leads from open houses or Zillow or your website, or you're getting them from Facebook, wherever they're coming from. You connect your lead source to Witly, and then you upload a little bitty video, and we coach you through what types of videos to create. You get an account manager that's kind of a marketing coach for you. And you upload your video to Witly, just like you saw in the demo. You set your target audience to be those leads. And then Witly will literally help you set up ads that follow your buyer and seller leads all over the internet until they buy from you. And what we've seen is a 200 to 300% increase in conversion rates when people do this, because the biggest problem that most people are experiencing right now is that nobody's answering the phone, nobody's responding to my texts, nobody's opening my emails, right? I have no doubt that most of the people that are out there trying to grow a real estate business probably can sell, or you wouldn't be in sales. And if you could just get in front of more people, you would convert more deals. Well, what video remarketing allows you to do it is it literally allows you to get in front of people, more people, so you can convert more sales. And so we see so many examples of this in all of our clients and a lot of big influencers in the real estate space. When they started using remarketing and retargeting, it literally allowed them to double their conversion rates. And I think that video remarketing, something that Witly does for you, is literally a secret weapon right now for helping somebody double or triple their conversion rates. And it's really powerful.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing with what Witly's doing. And I understand that people, you don't need any training for this, you don't need to hire any marketing gurus, it's just, I mean, there's so much it can do, and it's just amazing. So talk to me about what is typical with Witly and what people don't understand. What is one of the misconceptions about Witly?
I think that a lot of people think Witly is a CRM, and I think it's important to note that Witly is not a CRM. It's an advertising platform. We connect to CRMs. We're integrating with all of these CRM platforms, and so if you have a CRM, you're not trading if you get a Witly account. What you're doing is you're increasing the amount of business you will do by having that CRM, because Witly will help you basically start marketing to those people in a pretty effortless way. So I think that that's probably the biggest misconception, is that Witly is a CRM. We are nothing to do with CRM platforms other than connecting and integrating with platforms like that. I think that's probably the biggest misconception we hear.
So I think you said, and correct me if I'm wrong, you said something about you can actually put your leads into Witly, or can you integrate another CRM with it?
Yeah. So what we're currently working through is integrating with people's CRM platforms. So whenever you add a contact to your CRM, essentially that contact shows up in your Witly account. And we call it contact mirroring. Basically what you're showing in your CRM, it's also showing up in Witly.
Right.
And the reason that we want to do that is so that based on how you're managing your contacts in your CRM platform is how Witly can be advertising your business. So let's say you get a new lead that comes into your CRM. Well, you want to make sure that you convert that lead, right? So we will help. Witly would start some video remarketing campaigns to help you convert that person. Well, let's say that you convert that person into a sale. Now they're a past client of yours, and you want to get more referrals. What we're working to do is basically, like, if you change that list that they're on or the tag that they have in your CRM platform, Witly reads that information and they automatically update your ads. So that now people are being remarketed to send you referrals. And so I always tell people, like, we got to stop thinking about marketing as this event that takes place. Lead generation is kind of like a transaction. It's kind of like an event, right? You put out something of value, somebody gives you their information, and then you try to convert them. That's basically an event. We've got to look at instead, how can we create an experience for our leads, our past clients, people we're trying to recruit to have, so that every day when they log into social, they're seeing you, they're seeing video content, they're building a relationship with you. And that experience can be adjusted or shifted based on what your goal is, whether it's to get new leads or it's to convert those leads or it's to, get more referrals. And so I think that's what, I think that's one of the most valuable things that Witly does, is that dynamic video remarketing.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I mean, there's so many things that we look at in our businesses, and you and I can talk about what Witly does, what we've both done in our careers, and what we've tried to accomplish. But I think one of the things, we've hit both items that I want to hit now, but I think it's really important to touch upon, what agents are not being successful at and where their frustrations are. Basically, where's their pain, right? I mean, I know you did a post recently about internal and external pains and stuff, about how one of the things that this is going to be this can help. You're talking about, having all different types of issues and where we can actually help. So talk to me about, some issues that you've talked to agents about that have come across that Witly's been able to help them with.
Yeah, I think that, if you start from the very beginning, if you're a newer agent, one of the things you really don't have is a lot of opportunity, right? You need opportunities, names, email, phone numbers, you need leads. And if you don't have opportunities to go close and convert more business, Witly can help you generate leads. And, kind of the next level of problems that we see people have is they start closing business and they start getting busy.
Right.
And they start losing out, or maybe not prioritizing, or don't have systems yet. And they start working 40, 60, 80 hours a week. They get really busy. They're doing a lot of work. They're hustling. They're grinding. They're trying to make it happen. And they forget that they have to continually focus on generating new business. Because if they're only focused on working with the clients they have, and they don't have systems in place that are going to help continually make sure they have new business, what happens is they work through all the business they have, they close all the deals, and then they look up and they're like, oh crap, I have nothing in my pipeline. Those are some common problems that we see with real estate agents. I don't have time to convert leads. I've got too much going on, and it's just on and on. And I think that if you're listening to this, you probably can relate to some of that. And so when we look at, one of my favorite things to do is just turn people's businesses into these client generating machines. And we can only do that if we're systematic about how we go out there and put things in place. So, it's simple. First, generate leads. Second, build a brand. Third, convert customers. How can we build systems that do those three things for us so that we can focus on contracts, inspections, negotiations, appraisals? We can focus on our current clients. And that's such a significant problem that Witly solves, is that it literally is a tool that just continually focuses on generating new leads, converting those leads, helping you generate new customers so that you can focus on your current clients. And I think that another big problem that people are having is, if they are using Facebook ads, what ad strategy I use, what's my video look like, how do I write my copy? My ads got rejected. I've got no clue why. And with Witly's pretty deep integration with Facebook, not only is your marketing coach that you get when you have a Witly account coaching you through ad strategy, here, go create this video, here, write this copy, like they're consulting, the whole way through the process. But everything that Witly does is set up the way that Facebook wants it to be done. And I think that's the simplest way to say it. And so with like the special housing category and the right targeting selections and all that kind of stuff, we currently, and I say knock on wood every time I say this, we've got 100% success rate so far of getting ads approved, which means that you're not constantly trying to figure out why your ad didn't get approved, what you're going to have to do to fix it, where you made a mistake. Is your ad account going to get shut down? I mean, there's a lot of the really just tedious problems that real estate agents are having right now that Witly completely solves.
Yeah, and that's something you said earlier is right now ad accounts are getting shut down for no freaking reason, right? Ads are being disapproved because the algorithm sees something and says, oh, nope, wrong. Then you have to ask them over and over again, and it's just, I mean, Facebook ads and ads manager can drive you out of your mind if you haven't done it and realize that there's going to be some issues, right? Now, there could be some issues with operator error. And for those people out there that say, well, not me. Yeah, it is you. So here, I want to hit a different avenue. We talked about clients. We talked about remarketing to the clients. But how about, is it possible? We talked about bringing in your leads and your lead sources. What about past clients? What about your sphere of influence? What about utilizing those lists and remarketing to them to sort of, so they see you everywhere, maybe a different message? Is that something that Witly's able to do and you've worked on?
100%. Yeah. So I think that, if you organize your database with new leads, past clients, sphere of influence, if you keep things organized like that, it gets easier and easier and easier to create an experience where, if somebody is your past client, they're not seeing content from you all the time about buying a house. Like that's a little irrelevant because they already did that, right?
Right.
So how can we make sure that they're seeing content that just nurtures the relationship, helps you stay top of mind? And I'm not a huge fan of calling people nonstop, texting people nonstop. It's just, I'm a busy guy. It's not that anybody else is any less busy. It's just not my preferred way to stay connected. I like to do something once that has these kind of amplified results, kind of a one-to-many type strategy, if you will. Yep. I like doing something one time that hundreds of thousands of people are going to see, instead of doing a ton of work every single day that one person's going to see. And so if I can really just be strategic about the type of, and I'm a huge proponent of video content, about the type of content I'm creating, and I can basically organize my business so that if I have a past client, that past client's going to see a very strategic piece of video content from me to either continue to allow me to stay top of mind, or to ask for a referral, or to whatever it is that, my goal is. I hope that makes sense for people.
Absolutely, 100%.
So, look at it like, okay, Grant, well, what types of videos should I create? Well, if you've got new leads coming into your business, those people need to build a relationship with you.
Right.
So it would make sense if they saw more personality type content, like, why do you sell houses? How do you deal with problems in a transaction? What are you doing in your product? Like, I need to connect with you. That type of content makes sense. Or the second category of content, educational. Video allows you to demonstrate your expertise in the marketplace. If you can talk about tips to buying a home, tips to selling a home, interview inspectors and stagers and insurance companies and mortgage companies, if you can demonstrate your expertise to the market, it lets the person watching your content know that you know what you're talking about. Third thing, testimonials. We need third-party validation. The first thing that we do when we discover a new product is we go and look and see other people's experiences. We want somebody else to validate
exactly
that what you're saying is true. So, if I'm a new lead in your system, that's the type of stuff that I should be seeing from you. But if I've already done business with you, none of that stuff really makes any sense, right? Because I've already done business. I don't need to follow him anymore, right? And that's where I think that this fourth category can help you build a brand beyond your wildest imaginations, and that's creating content around your community. You are thought to be one of the greatest local influencers in the market. Think about any conversation you've had. People have asked you about school districts. They've asked you about businesses. They've asked you about contractors. They've asked you who you recommend to do these things because they trust your influence. If you can interview your favorite vendors, guess what? It allows you to continually show people in the market that you are connected, you're integrated, you have influence, you can get them deals, you know who to help them, you know all of these types of things. And that's how you can extend value far beyond the real estate transaction. And hey, guess what? That's where you're going to get a lot of referrals. That's where you're going to get a lot of repeat business. And you hear it all the time. People, their family members do business with somebody else, or their past clients don't choose the same, don't do business with them just because they forgot.
Right.
And if you can create content that continually stays in front of those people, it really can help you grow a business that's just far beyond what it is that maybe you currently have. And I think every top producer in the world would tell you that's kind of the secret, stay top of mind.
That's right. That's right.
You'll continue to get business. Every deal should be worth 2 more. I mean, these are a lot of really kind of old world real estate principles, but they're true. There's just new ways that we do that. So it's just sitting down and having a strategy, having a plan. What type of content am I going to create? Who am I going to show that content to? And that's where, our team of marketing professionals help people. And it's where our software just does a lot of that work. So people don't have to. So agents don't have to.
So that's the great part about this is that people have great ideas, but they lack sometimes the creativity. They lack the asset to execute and to implement. And one of the things I think everybody needs to understand is that when we talk brand, okay, with everybody I work with, I like to tell the agents I work with, I like to tell them, look, brand is not what you thought it was or is or what you think it is anymore, because your brand now is you. It's not, a Joe Blow real estate agency. It's not Century 21 Coldwell Bank or KW. That's not the brand. The brand is you, and you're the one that has to be out there in front of everybody. And the way you're able to reconnect and use this tool to make sure people see you all the time with relevant information, because here's the thing, man, if you're putting out stuff that they don't care about, you will quickly become irrelevant, and whether you sold them a house or not, it's not going to matter, right? So you got to say the right things to the right people. And here's the thing that, you talked about, all the people and you're going to connect them with maybe it's contractors, maybe it's other people. You actually know more people than you think you do because you really haven't thought about it, right? Simple thing is just to take the alphabet and write down every type of person you know and make a list of it and the kind of videos you do. So it's really important for the remarketing, the retargeting is so very important. It's, I think, one of the biggest pieces of this, and people should see that, this is not something that's going to, it's not a phone avoidance type software, but it's going to help you get on the phone more. Would you agree with that?
I love this question. And sorry, I'm not trying to be distracted. I'm just trying to download a guide because we have a 52-week content guide that I want to give you so that you can give away to everybody. Because that'll literally tell you, hey, here's 52 different content ideas for the next year. Here's all the people that you can go interview. I just put that in our private chat so you can share that with everybody.
Okay.
But this is the question that I love, because I'm actually not against cold calling and door knocking and doing some of those things because they're proven to work. It would be silly for me to say those things don't work. That's not true. What I kind of have an argument here about with most people is like, look, you're going to go get yourself pumped up, drink your Red Bull, do what you need to do, and you're going to be able to cold call for 2 to 4 hours. That's solid, man. That's awesome. Right. But while you're exhausted at the end of that 4-hour period or 6-hour period, let's say you're the best in the world and you do 8 hours a day of stuff. When you're done, my systems are still working. End of discussion. It is effortless for me to have videos out there that are just following people all over the internet 24/7, 365. There's no way that you can compete. So let's say you want to keep cold calling. Do it. I highly recommend that you do it.
Yes.
All I am suggesting is that you put a system in place so that when you don't feel like doing it, that's okay, because you got systems that are out there working for you. Look, the goal of being a business owner is not to grind every day for 16 hours a day. Like, that's not why most people I work with are in business. Most people that I work with, they want freedom. They want more time and they want more money to spend that time however that they choose. And so if you want to be the cold call king, like, I commend you, because I'm not going to do that. I'm not willing to do that. I don't want to hustle like that. But if you do, like, that's great. All I'm suggesting is that when you're done after 4 hours, I got 20 more hours of workday that my systems are going to put in that you can't do. It's not possible. It's not humanly possible. Maybe for a day or two, but then you're done. You got to go to sleep. And that's where systems, they don't fail you, right? That's one of my favorite quotes. Systems don't fail, people do.
I got a couple of questions here, and I want to go through one thing first. Here's the thing. The FSBO calls, the expired calls, are very important. Here's the interesting part. People are going to want to know more about you. They're going to want to know who you are. We talked about testimonials. We talked about reviews, all that other stuff, right? Those aren't for people to go to like Zillow and see 80 freaking pages of people with 5-star reviews, because how they're going to choose somebody? What they're going to do is they're going to find you one way or the other, because they're going to become aware of you one way or the other. And then they're going to go find you to make sure you are who you say you are. And you've got the credibility because you're out there, right? And that's what this system is going to do. It's going to give you, it's going to keep working for you when you get off the phone. It's going to keep working for you when, you know what, maybe you ain't got it that day, right? That was what was great about this system. So I want to ask a question from Denise Taylor, who asks, how can ad be sent via Facebook to my lead list if list has names and either email or telephone, no FB address?
Denise, Facebook, I mean, everybody registers a Facebook account with a name, an email, a phone number. And so if you upload, let's say, a custom audience to Facebook, Facebook is going to look through your data that you provided it, and they're going to match the profiles to that information. If they can't match the information, then they're not going to upload the information. And then there's other ways to retarget, like lead form, custom audiences or video view retargeting audiences. There's a number of different ways to create custom audiences, but that's what Facebook's going to do, is they're going to match profile information. Facebook doesn't allow you to scrape IP addresses. That's a no-no. I mean, there are certain instances where you can use Facebook ad account IDs. That's one way, but it's not necessary. I've never done that. I've literally, in the 8 years I ran Facebook ads, I've never uploaded audiences that had IDs attached. And while I'm sure it's great, it's been completely unnecessary. So I hope that answers your question.
She's got another one too, man. Here it is. Do I only use existing Facebook leads?
No, you can use leads from any source. So if you have leads from Facebook, if you have it from Zillow, your website, open houses, you can literally use it from any source. If you buy FSBO data, you can use it. If you buy expired data, you can use it. You can get that data from any source.
So basically, the data that you have, it would basically be their information that you're uploading as a custom audience. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, and how does Witly work with custom audiences? Do they build it for you? I mean, does the system build it for you? How does that work?
That's right. So traditionally, you would create you would export an Excel file or a CSV file, and then you would upload it to Facebook, and then Facebook would match all the data. And what we built is what we call our auto audience tool. So you can literally just upload that right to Witly. You don't even have to log into Facebook. Upload it to Witly and then hit the create custom audience button. And then Witly will actually go create the custom audience for you.
Okay. If you've ever gone into the back end of Ads Manager to create audiences, it's not that it's confusing. It's not that it's hard to do. It just can be a little bit daunting just to see the different choices you have. And because you hear of everybody, this ad account got pulled off, and people go to Facebook jail. I know I've been there several times, and it's really frustrating, especially when you're using your Facebook account to build your business, right? So it can be really, really frustrating. Is it possible? I mean, we talk about predictability, we talked about consistency, we talked about commitment. Is this something that is, I'm not going to say something stupid like, is it set it and forget it? I know it's not, you have to keep an eye on it. But one of the things that I have used, and I got to tell you, man, I've used this every year, and I use it every year to prove my point about Facebook ads, which is the certain time of year was the best time to advertise. I use the same ad. Grant, I swear to God, I use the same ad, the same targeting, everything, and I get hundreds of leads in 10 days. That's right, 10 days. If anybody's interested in knowing when that time frame is, hit me up. I'll let you know. I'm not going to tell you the secret here. I got to have something, right? But it works all the time. So when we're talking about this, one of the things you've always taught was don't turn it off if it's working.
Right.
Right? Will this work forever? I mean, are there new? Is this a system that's going to be around for a while, and is it going to work forever?
I think that's a great question. We want to build something that is very much, set it and forget it. But remarketing campaigns only work if you continue to build an audience to remarket to. So if you stop doing business, you stop bringing in new audience, if you stop growing, ultimately the system is going to kind of begin to render itself useless if you are not feeding new information to it, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you are running an ad campaign to generate leads, right, and you're consistently filling up your marketing funnel with new leads, new prospects, new pieces of data, well, then yes, it's going to continually remarket to those people. But if you stop, I mean, obviously that doesn't make any sense. It's not going to keep doing those things. We wanted to build something that was as close to set it and forget it as possible, which is why we're going to such great lengths to do these CRM integrations. Because if you continue to add contacts to your CRM, well, Witly's going to continue to remarket to those people. And if we can set those things up so strategically that based on how you're managing your contacts is how Witly's marketing to people online, well, you're not having to do a whole lot. You're just having to do the work as far as like creating the content, give it to Witly, let Witly set up the ads, and then boom, you can just monitor it. And that's what systems are, right? They're things that you monitor and maintain, not things that you're consistently working on every single day. And so, you know, I would say to a degree, yes, we're fighting for that set it and forget it type system. But there are variables that control whether or not that's possible.
So, all right. So let's get into one other point about, you know, there's individual agents, there's teams, there's companies and stuff. Is this a system whereby the leads can come in and be disseminated to, you know, as a round robin? Can these leads be set up to come in like that? I mean, I know there's some team leaders out there that are looking for assets to use to get leads and to distribute them to their teams and their companies. How does that work?
That's a great question. If you are using Witly to generate leads, we work with a ton of people that are just using it for remarketing. But if you're using Witly to generate leads, yes, you can. There's a little button to select who to send leads to, and you can literally just click, you know, if you want to send leads to somebody else. So it's pretty simple. If you're generating leads, you can share those with anybody that you want to.
So we've talked about a lot of different things, and we've talked about the remarketing, and we talked a little bit about retargeting, and people hear the phrase retargeting all the time. And basically what it is, I mean, we talk about the Facebook pixel where we can target people that have visited your site or whatever. Like for instance, now, if anybody's going to be running ads over the next few days, I suggest you don't run cold leads. You run it to retarget. And because of the political atmosphere we're in, this is being broadcast on October 30th, a few days before the national election. So you want to use retargeting because you're going to spend an awful lot more money than you normally would. I digress, but the reason I did that was to let know how important it really can be. So talk to me about retargeting, the importance of retargeting, and how Witly can help you retarget.
Yeah, it's as simple as, you know, creating a custom audience, uploading your video to Witly, writing your ad copy, setting your budget, and hitting submit. Just like you saw in the demo a little earlier, maybe David could post it in the comments when we're done. That's remarketing. I mean, you've got leads coming in, and then you got content being marketed to those leads. I do agree that you're going to see ad costs rise over the next week simply because the election's happening. You have the bulk of some of these campaign budgets being invested over the next few days. Right. And so, you know, all of that aside, if you already own a database, right? If you already have a CRM, well, a lot of times what we'll do is we'll stop trying to generate so many leads through peak spend times like Christmas or Black Friday or the election, stuff like that. And we'll fixate our attention on the data that we already own, the media that we already have, right? So it's more email marketing on that side. It's more remarketing campaigns, you know, video and social on video on social media and those types of things. So, you know, remarketing is just continuing to market to people after your initial interaction with them. That's your remarketing, right?
Right.
They estimate that 2% of the leads that you generate or the people that learn about your company or whatever, people want to buy a product would be willing to do so the first time they interact with you. That's 2% of 100 people. That's 2 people out of 100 would be willing to do that. And that's where, David, you know this, that's where most people make their money in real estate. They live on that 2%. And so what if we could create an experience where those 98% of people, 98% of your opportunity was seeing you every day? How do you think that's going to change your business? How do you think it's going to impact your sales?
It's going to change it tremendously without question. You know, I mean, if you look at, you know, everything that people are trying to do, you know, you hear so much frustration in this business. And it's really, you know, I'm going to use it. Sometimes people get upset with me when I say 90-10 rather than 80-20, but and to me, it's been proven a lot more over the last 8 months than any time else, where, you know, people are actually going to work and they're actually going to say, let's go, and they're just going to bowl through it. And the important part is consistency in what you're doing. It's a matter of being able to dabble in what you think will work, and then as it starts working, you do it. I mean, here's the thing. People talk about Facebook ads and they have this idea that, oh, that's not going to work. Oh, they're crap. You know, look, back in the 2000s, early 2000s, man, when I started with Google AdWords, right? So I was getting by in terms for, get this, 3 cents, 5 cents a click, unheard of. Those terms now are probably going for $25 a click now, right? So we were able to build internet leads, and in the beginning they were very, very good. And it didn't take a lot to be able to get it. As a matter of fact, I was able to at one point get a video up on the first page of Google within my quickest time was 44 minutes, right? So, and the point I'm making is this. Look, Facebook ads been around a while, but this is a system whereby it's going to allow you to do a lot better job. It's not going to write the copy for you, but you've got the marketing expertise through Witly to help you do it. So with that being said, there's this little intricacy I want to talk to you about, and that has to do with the type of copy along with an image or a video or an image with text. Talk to me about the type of advertising copy we're talking about, because a lot of people, look, you know it as well as I do. They want to say, hey, I just sold this house, and that's all you see of it, right? So talk to me about the copy and what makes sense in copy when people are building these Facebook ads.
You know, I think anymore it's just short, sweet, to the point type. You know, you're just giving context for what your content is about. I think some of the rules are pretty simple. First, you want to get attention. You can do that by asking a question or making a statement. Second, you want to provide some substance to that conversation or that initial question. And then third, you want to provide a call to action. There are, you know, a lot of in-depth things that you could do with copywriting, but I think in its shortest, you know, sweetest form, it's just, hey, what question am I trying to answer? What am I trying to call attention to? I'm going to say one or two things about that, and then I'm going to give somebody some type of action to take if I want them to do that. It doesn't need to be anything crazy or complex. You know, when it comes to talking specifically about just solds or something like that, it's not something that's necessarily going to engage the people that, you know, are following you, because you're stating a fact about something that happened. Essentially, I was talking to somebody yesterday on a podcast, and they said, you know, hey, you're essentially just bragging about how much you just got paid, and really ultimately nobody cares.
Right.
And so instead, what about telling the story of the transaction instead? You know, what were some of the experiences? What were the obstacles? What were the hurdles? What were the things you overcame to kind of get the deal done? And if you can turn your listings and your buyer, you know, those transactions into experiences, into stories that you're sharing, you're going to see some pretty dramatic engagement in the way that, you know, people start to interact with you because of that. And I know that you just brought up that specific example as I'm talking about it, but, you know, stop telling people what you did and start bringing them into the experience, letting them kind of join in. That's what stories do.
Right.
Learn this from StoryBrand. It's called narrative transportation. And the reason that we get so engaged with stories is because if we're telling them the right way, we are literally helping somebody transport themselves into our story. And
right.
You know, there's a whole nother, you know, interview that we could do for Co-Founder for sure. But the simple part of it is just tell the story of the transactions you're having, and instead of telling people that you've had transactions. And it's just simple shifts like that would transform your engagement.
Yeah, I want to bring on my buddy and person I coach with side by side, who is, I call him the king of dialogue in the United States, and his name is Sekou Pyle. So let's bring Sekou on. Hey,
Oh, that was sexy, man. Witly. Ah, that was sexy. What's going on, Grant?
I had to use them. So, anyway, Grant, he's Sekou. I work with on a daily basis, coaching agents, working with agents, and basically a lot of things we talk about is dialogues. And Sekou, I don't know how much of the broadcast.
Oh, I was back and forth. I was having dialogues with agents and things like that in the background. Dude, Grant, it's funny, man. I don't know how I don't know, providential this is, man, but we're talking about this in our coaching just about every day, man. And you've delivered this information in a way, as one of my mentors say, you put it where the goats can get it, right? Like you put it down low so we can eat this one. And it's weird, man. You're saying, tell the story, right? Tell the story. And in my head, I'm like, damn, I wish agents would do that more often. I wish people would connect more often. I guess what I'm saying is I'm 1,000% in alignment with what you're talking about, man, and making it easy, using Witly, making it easy for us to do it, making it easy for us to get out on into the various platforms is a godsend. So I'm just like, thank you, Grant, thank you. We're not worthy, bro.
I appreciate that, brother.
Yeah. So I mean. Sekou, with Witly and everything, I mean, it makes things a lot easier. And with the platforms that we've been using, being able to use it with those platforms and with the leads coming in, it can actually help an awful lot as far as the remarketing part, which is going to put people out in front more often and in a better position as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude, man. Dude, we just this Wednesday past, man. I'm still blown away by this number, and we had 33,000 people that we connected with, over the course of a 12-hour period, maybe 15-hour period. 14,000 of them were organic, through, just one at a time real estate posts and things like that. And then 19,000 of them were about a story, right? Just what you're talking about. So I want to pump this kind of numbers through your system and just see where we can go. Let's just break shit, man. I mean, it sounds like you are a game changer.
Well, I think that one question I want to ask you, Sekou, and I appreciate you saying all that. I really do. You like making the calls, man. You're really good at it. And so I want to ask you just a very simple question.
Shoot.
When you call somebody, is it easier to have a conversation that maybe results in an appointment if those people know you and have seen your content? Or is it easier to convert somebody that has never seen you, met you, heard of you, and you're having to sell on getting an appointment? Which of those conversations is easier to have?
I'm gonna default to when they know me, they like me, they trust me, it's easier, right? I'm gonna default to that. Makes sense. I'm gonna say, it makes tons of sense. And I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna take that. There's a gap right there that we may be missing. I'm going to say that even when they don't know me, like me, and trust me yet, it's easier to get me to that point where they get them to the point where they know me, like me, and trust me, when I can send them to the social proof that you're talking about. So whether I know them or not, whether they've seen me or not, when they say, hey, yeah, send me some more information and, such as that, I'm sending them right to my social media.
Well, and this is my point, right? So let's say that you've got this list of people you're calling. Well, what if those people have seen you on social media because you are remarketing to them? You're targeting them with content, not necessarily sending them anywhere, but you are uploading those people as custom audience in something like Facebook, and you are pushing video content out to those people. Man, it's powerful. I mean, when I get on the phone, like, dude, I see your videos every single day. I've been watching you for a day, a month, a year, whatever. Those conversations are so fun to have because I don't have to get through the rapport process, right? People already feel like they know me, that they're connected to me, they've built a relationship with me. I mean, I think it's so powerful. This is why I'm not against things like calling or knocking doors or doing those types of things. I just think that if I can build a relationship with those people, even just a little bit before I start doing some of those things, my success rate is very naturally going to jump through the roof.
Well, I'm calling Facebook and Instagram. That's the new TV. That's your new cable box. Right. I'll watch my 20-something-year-old kids, right, put on a movie on the television and sit in front of their phone while the movie is on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why did you just put on this movie if you're just gonna sit on the phone and watch 30-second videos, for the whole time the movie is on? Like, what the hell is this? So I'm well aware that it's no longer enhancement. You might as well just call yourself a commercial. If you're constantly in front of these folks, they're singing your song way before they meet you. You guys have like a term for it. I don't know what that pseudo-scientific term is.
It's called a parasocial relationship.
There you go, man.
It's really common in celebrities, right? It's where we see like The Rock, for example, right? We grew up watching The Rock, and what happens is I don't personally know The Rock, and The Rock doesn't know me. But because I've seen him on video, I've watched him wrestle, I've watched his movies, I feel like I have a relationship with The Rock, even though he has no clue who I am. And
right.
That's called a parasocial relationship. And what's happening right now is that, they've recently categorized influencers as celebrities. You're starting to see where just because I see you every day on my phone, I start to do the same thing. I start to build you up in my mind as somebody that I know, like, and trust, and you have no idea I even exist. And so it's really powerful when you're in a community, maybe it's 10,000, maybe it's 100,000, whatever, when you're walking around and people think that you are a celebrity because of how they've seen you, dude.
You're walking in the door, taking the listing.
That's right.
You are the authority. I freaking love it, man.
No, that's the point. More and more with the content that you're putting out, Sekou, that you're putting out, Grant, and I am. I mean, you run into people that say, "I know you." When you go to our events. I mean, not when you're going down to the store or the supermarket, but you go to our events, and it's funny over the years. I mean, Grant, you've seen everything I've done. Sekou, you know everything I've done, and I'll walk in. I'll go to like NAR, and I have a number in my head of how many people will come. I write it down, and I make a bet with somebody before I leave. How many people are going to come up to me and say, "Hey, I've seen your stuff. I love you," right? So I always write the number down. I'm always wrong. It's always more, which shows the power of what you do, and that you're really making an impression on people that you don't even know you are.
Damn right.
That's where the rubber meets the road as far as your prospecting and the remarketing and everything else that Grant's been talking about the whole time on the broadcast today.
Well, that's why I've ran ads every single day for the last 8 years, because no matter where I go, I'm typically going to a real estate event. And sometimes even not for that, I have that happen. But every real estate event I go to, I get stopped. And, if you are not trying to have that same type of influence in your community, I mean, what are we really doing here? And the attention is the currency. Like, attention is the currency of sales. I think it's what Steve Passanelli's quote was: attention is the currency of sales. The more attention you have, the more sales you are going to make. And so if you can take and develop that same level of influence in your community, where every time you walk in the street, somebody says, "Oh, hey, you're the real estate person. I know you." Well, who do you think they're going to think of when it comes time to buy or sell a property? Like, that's what we're after, right? We want to be top of mind.
Right.
When people are ready to buy, they're ready to sell, they call you. And if you're not creating an experience where that's happening, then you can adjust. Obviously, you can adjust it and you can start creating that, but you're leaving opportunities on the table. Like, you are just absolutely leaving opportunity on the table.
Absolutely.
Gaps and spaces.
Absolutely.
Dude, man.
This is
gold. I don't know if you guys are out there taking notes the way that I am, man, but you better be writing this shit down, man.
Yeah, and you know what? It's really cool. We're gonna come back for another minute. I want to just show this. I want to show the simplicity of Witly really quickly again, if you don't mind, Grant and Sekou. I want to show this 90-second video real quick because we started this broadcast with it. Let's just go to the end and show this, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, guys. We're still live. We're going to be live and come.
To create an ad, simply title your campaign, select your objective, and you'll be able to begin writing your headline, which is your call to action, and you'll be able to write your advertisement copy, which is what people would read in your post whenever they saw your Facebook advertisement. And then after you're able to write your copy, you can begin to upload your thumbnail image. Your thumbnail image will help you increase your engagement substantially, so we highly recommend you use one. And then you would be able to upload your video content. Once your content was uploaded, simply click the next button so you can begin to set the targeting for your advertisement. You can select your location, add in your set interest. So these are the people you want to see your advertisement. And once you have made your targeting selections, you would be able to start working towards setting your budget. You can set how long you want the campaign to run, what your daily budget should be, and then Witly will go to work and begin building the ad for you. You get a preview, and then once you click publish ad, Witly will actually go and build the ad for you in your ads manager, and you'll be done.
So Sekou, did you recognize who was in that video?
I saw them. The Sotos were there.
We're good.
Beautiful, beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Hey, listen. Let me just say this right now, right? So just now, during that preview, I went over to Witly and signed up, right? So I'm signing up. I create an account. Guys and gals, people of the real estate sales world, the market has already changed. It's no longer changing. Things are completely different today than they were 9 months ago. Completely different. There's regulations involved. There's local ordinances. New York, you can't call for sale by owners and expireds in New York right now. You can't do it. It's against the rules or against the law or whatever, et cetera, et cetera. Your spend needs to be attention. So run over to Witly and sign the fuck up, okay? Witly.net. Wait, that's my commercial for you right now. Run over to Witly and sign the fuck up.
We can go back.
They can put link in the comments. We'll send it over to them. It's also going to be available, just so you know, in the next week or so, you're going to be able to go to realestateskillbuilder.com. And if you go look at my stuff, it's going to be available on my site as well, along with SekouKrem.com. So it's going to be available there.
If you're listening to this right now, I gave David a special link. If you go sign up, you get 2 weeks free. And then for the next 51 minutes, because it's about to close down, we've got our Founders Club offer. So it's actually half off for life. It's currently $149 a month at $12.01. Literally in 52 minutes, it's going to be $297 a month. So if you're listening to this, you're like, I got to go try this out, at least go start your free trial so that way you can grab it while it's still half off. You try it for free for 2 weeks. If you don't like it, you can cancel. There's no contracts, commitments, but definitely try it. Sekou, on the comment about New York, like the rules have changed. We have a client, his name's Steven Zanderak, and he was implementing our Witly system when the rule changed, and nobody could cold call anymore. And he started picking up mad steam because the game had changed. So he started letting Witly generate his leads for him. He started following those people all over the internet. He literally just posted in our group the other day. He's like, everywhere I go now, people say that they see my commercials everywhere, and I just locked in a new buyer. So like people were getting their businesses shut down because of you couldn't cold call, and his business started to grow. He literally put 4 buyers under buyer agency agreement in a 24-hour period within the same week that New York shut down all of the cold call rules, made all those cold call rules. So definitely familiar with that situation in New York, been working with people through that.
So
damn right, man.
So we go through these broadcasts. We've done a few of them, and Sekou and I have always asked the same question. I'm going to let Sekou ask the question. We know what the answer is, I think. So I'll let Sekou ask the same question at the end of each broadcast. Sekou, hit it, baby.
Listen, man, we want to know, from all you do for everyone else, we want to know what we can do for you. How do we help you grow?
I really appreciate that. I think that you did when you told everybody to get a fucking Witly account. So
go to fuck, sign up. I have a slight variation. I have a slight variation on this. Oh, I'm listening.
All I want to say is, I've invested everything I have in my life, legitimately, money, time, energy, everything, into building this platform over the last 3 years. It has been painful. It has been suffer and sacrifice.
I can vouch for that.
And there's a lot of people around me that can vouch for that. We went all in to build something that could make growing your business as effortless and easy as Witly does. That 90 seconds to build a Facebook ad, something that typically takes 90 minutes, it's something that was born out of a desire to create something that would help people grow and create something that would really help agents build systems that would help them generate new clients without having to struggle through technology, expensive marketing agencies, training programs. And that's where Witly comes from. Like, that's where it was born out of. It's just seeing a problem and going all in to build a solution. And I just want to encourage you, if you want to try something that will really help transform the way that you're able to grow your business, I think Witly is the solution for you. And we've worked really hard to bring this thing to life. So the number one way you can help, because you asked, get people to create a Witly account, at least try it for free, see how easy it is, and let us help you out there and grow your business, because that's what we're committed to. I like making people money. And I
like that. I'm right there with you, baby.
That's what
I like that.
Witly to do. I always tell people, I want to help you legally and ethically print as much money as you could possibly want to earn. And that's what our platform is designed to do. So
print money, baby. So you did what I was going to pivot to, man. We've been working our ass off trying to tell our story, and the way you just told that story, guys. If you guys are just taking notes and paying attention, run over, sign up to Witly. Run over and sign up because of the vision that Grant just shared with you. Grant has dedicated and committed to creating a platform that makes you money, that makes you print freaking legally and ethically, right? Because I'm right there with you, Grant. Right? We don't know who's listening, right? And so the worst that can happen is that you break this thing. You break this thing, and then we got to go ahead and go back in and put 3 more years into making it bigger and better and badder and all of that, man. And that's really the essence of what we're doing, man. So, dude, thank you for sharing that with us, man, and for making this shit just simple. Yeah. Just simple, man. The vision for the next year, 2021, the vision of Witly and the real estate agent community.
It's as simple as generating leads, building a brand, and converting customers. That's what Witly does. Boom. It runs ads for real estate agents so that they can generate leads, build a brand, and convert customers. I mean, if that's what you want to do in 2021, that's what this platform was designed to do. So there you go.
I mean, I want to thank Sekou for coming on. Grant, it's been a great broadcast. Our objective is to help everybody that we can, and people especially come on this broadcast. And you've been on a couple of times, and we're just this is the first time I'm saying this, so this is something I just started working on, and I'm not going to wait till it's done. We're doing an actual 10 best setup. This will be one of the 10 best that's going to be on, and we're going to be sending it out to our lists and everybody else we know. So we hope everybody will shine on with our 10 best TGIFs. And I want to thank you for coming on. Of course, as you know, Grant, as you know, Sekou, everybody on this show gets a hat. Here's the thing, though. Grant, you've already got a few.
I already got a couple.
So there's going to be a special edition coming out in a couple of months, and you're going to get that one. So we're working on that right now. We got other stuff going on. Things are going really well. I thank Grant. I just want to say one other thing. Grant has been one of the special people in my life to help me with business. If you ever want to know someone that's been there for you when you need them and when you didn't think you need them and they were popped up, this is the man right here. This guy's got more heart and soul than a lot of people I know. I love you, man. Sekou, thank you so much for coming on. Hey, guys, stay around 1 second. We're going to go off. Just stay on for just a minute, okay?
All right.
Hold on. Okay, and here we go. Whoop, didn't work.
Live broadcasting, baby.